Hey guys, today's video is going to be a little bit different from the previous few. So rather than talking about my training or specific exercises or body parts, I'm going to take you behind the scenes of what I eat in a typical day. And hopefully you'll find this pretty helpful. Now, right now I'm on a little bit of a mini cut, so my calories are at about 3,200 per day, and that's for a training day. And then for a non-training or a rest day, I bring it down even further to about 3,000. So 3,200 is already below my maintenance, not much below, a couple hundred calories below, because I want to do this mini cut really gradually, really slowly, so I can hold on to as much mass as possible. So with that, I still focus on ensuring that my protein is really high each day. So I'm about 210 to 240 grams of protein per day. And then I split my remaining calories between carbs and fats, and to be honest, I prefer carbs, and so I skew my remaining calories more heavily toward carbs than toward fats. So with that in mind, guys, let's go. We'll start off with breakfast. At breakfast time, I tend to keep things pretty light, and I skew towards high protein, high fat, and pretty low carb, which at breakfast time is pretty easy to do. I tend to have 3 or 4 eggs and then some mixed nuts. And that's pretty much it. That gets my day started, of course, with like maybe about a liter of water and of course at least 1.5 cups of coffee. And then I'll start to introduce carbs into my day around about 10 a.m., usually with some fruit. That's pretty much it. High protein, high fat breakfast. On rest days, I'll tend to bump up my fats a little bit and bring the carbs down just slightly. And so the way I do that is I just manipulate usually the protein that I eat. So instead of chicken for lunch, I'll probably have a salmon fillet. And then all I'll do with that is just get the filet, sprinkle some pre-mixed seasoning on it, get it in the oven for about 20 minutes, and it's done. Then I'll combine that with some starch, usually some sweet potatoes, and then some veggies. And if I feel like I need to get some extra fats in just to meet my macros, I'll throw in some avocado as well, so some healthy fats again. Alright, so what we have here for lunch is some salmon and the sweet potatoes that we just cooked, as well as I threw in some avocado for some extra fats, and then of course got some broccoli and some asparagus for some veggies. So basically overall, for a quick lunch, and probably my first lunch for the day if you want to call it that, about 640 calories, somewhere in the region of 38 grams of protein, 66 grams of carbs, and then 25 grams of fat. So the fat's between the avocado and the salmon, but that's it. Another meal I like to have, whether for lunch or for dinner, is a combination of some chicken and a rice packet. So, really thank God for Uncle Ben's, and these microwavable packets, various flavors. Uncle Ben's, if you're listening, red beans and rice, quinoa and brown rice, those are the top 2 for me. So if you feel like sending any across to Hawaii, let me know. I think I'm single-handedly keeping company afloat with how many of those I eat per week. But basically I combine either one of those with some chicken and then with some veggies, have that for lunch or have that for dinner. So what this ends up looking like is just basically some chicken, the way I prepped it, the rice, and then broccoli or any other sort of vegetable, is usually perfectly fine. So that's about 800, actually about 700 calories, about 45 grams of protein, about 90 of carbs, and then probably up to about 10 grams of fat from the chicken, but really very low fat in the end. Oatmeal is a part of my day pretty much every single day, whether it's a training day where I have more calories or it's a rest day where I bring calories down. I pretty much make sure I have oatmeal for one of my snacks at the post-workout or just sometime during the day, every single day. And what it usually looks like, anywhere between 80 and 100 grams of oatmeal, sweetened with honey, so 1 or 2 tablespoons, mixed with almond milk, and I like the unsweetened vanilla version of the almond milk. And then I'll top that with some berries, whether it's blueberries or strawberries, raspberries, whatever I happen to have around, because those are pretty low calorie, pretty sweet as well. And this is pretty much what it will look like. Yeah, oatmeal here today with some strawberries. I'm about to have that. And that's gonna set me back roughly 420 calories. Most of that, of course, is in the form of carbs. There's very little fat involved there, so only about 9 grams of fat. Not too much protein either, but if it's post-workout, I'll have it with a protein shake, so no big deal. But it's about 11 grams of protein, and then it's about 80 grams of carbs at the end of the day. for a bowl of oatmeal like this. But I'm not too worried about the protein content, because if I'm having it typically post-workout, then I'll also have a protein shake, and that will take care of my protein requirement at that point. Alright, so in addition to oatmeal, which I have pretty much every day, either post-workout or as just a snack during the day, other snacks for me tend to be fruit. So either a banana or an apple or some mangoes or some combination of the above, every now and again an orange. But I kind of try to keep it restricted to fruit, since that gives me some carbs, gives me a little bit of energy, but it doesn't go overboard in terms of calories. So that's pretty much it for snacking for me. I'll briefly show you what I eat for dinner most days, particularly on training days. And what it consists of is pretty lean ground turkey, so 93% or 95% lean, plus some sweet potatoes or some other type of carb, as well as vegetables, and sometimes I'll throw in an avocado or a portion of an avocado for fats. Alright guys, so the turkey's just about done cooking, and for dinner I typically have about 150 grams, so I've weighed that out. I'll usually pour some tomato sauce on top of that. It's already really spicy with the peppers and the other spices that I added into it when I was cooking it, but I like some sauce with it, so I usually add about a cup of tomato sauce, and then pair that with some sweet potatoes, which I cooked earlier, as well as some avocado to bring up the fat content, and then of course added some veggies to it. With the ground turkey, as well as the sweet potatoes, the avocado and the broccoli, as well as some asparagus, will set me back just around 800 calories, and of that, about 44 grams of protein, and then I get about 100 grams of carbs in this, and then the fat from the turkey, it's pretty lean turkey, but the fat from the turkey plus the avocado, about 25 grams. So again, 800 calories for dinner, not too bad. Okay guys, so that's it for today's video. A quick sneak peek behind the scenes of what I eat in a typical day. If you found the information helpful, give the video a thumbs up. Of course, if you have any questions about how to tailor your own nutrition to your goals and to your training program, feel free to leave questions in the comment section. If you have ideas for any other topics you'd like to see me cover, also leave a comment in the comment section. Of course, as always, click the subscribe button below to receive notifications for future Hawaiian accent delivered fitness and now nutrition related information. Until next time guys, aloha.